Opening in theaters this week from Universal Pictures is M. Night Shyamalan's newest horror movie, Knock the Cabin, and here's my review. Shyamalan is a filmmaker who often swings for the fences when putting together his movies, and is not afraid of trying out a premise no matter how seemingly outlandish. Sometimes this results in an intriguing, chilling, and thought-provoking experience, but there are also times when we wind up with something ridiculous and laughable. Unfortunately, Knock at the Cabin is closer to the latter, as it never once becomes tense and the dialogue is far too on the nose. One of the main problems with Knock at the Cabin comes from how stretched out the story feels. This maybe could have worked as a short film, but the movie largely consists of a series of repetitive sequences with characters that barely change. Shyamalan and his co-writers, adapting the book by Paul G. Tremblay, try to have the viewer wonder whether the unwanted visitors to this cabin are actually telling the truth about the apocalypse or just there to cause trouble. However, there's little mystery to it, and we're mostly treated to the same scenario playing out over and over again. This does not create suspense, instead it's just annoying. The two lead characters, a gay couple played by Ben Aldrich and Jonathan Groff, are given the bare minimum of personalities. One is temperamental, and the other is more emotional, and that's the extent of what we learn about these two. Even the assorted flashbacks we get don't do enough to explore them further. Their adopted daughter is even less defined, and also reminds one that, with a few exceptions, Shyamalan often struggles with writing believable dialogue for children. The people keeping them hostage are given specific one-note personalities, and some of the most eye-rolling dialogue in the film. Only Dave Bautista comes out largely unscathed with his performance, but he's still not given a lot to work with. Knock at the Cabin attempts to incorporate a message about religion, as Andrew and Eric try to decide how much they believe in what they're hearing about the end of the world. However, Shyamalan does not leave anything open to interpretation, with one scene even spelling everything out for us. The film also seeks to explore the topic of homophobia and how that plays into their suspicions of these guests, but that's a further element that crumbles under the flawed execution. One aspect of the film feels like certain people will take the worst possible idea from it, even if that's not Shyamalan's intention. Knock at the Cabin has to work hard to overcome a flimsy premise and falls incredibly short of doing anything interesting with it. The film is a meandering experience with clunky and unnatural dialogue, with even the single location of the titular cabin becoming tiresome to look at after a while. The actors do try to give it their all, but they're betrayed by Shyamalan's direction and the one-dimensional characters they're playing. At no point is there an investment in the lead protagonists or their captors, and the final point made by the movie ends the story on a sour note.